And welcome back to NoNoBadDog. We are getting up on the counter for the first time in a year with our post-hiatus special. Uh, Sorry for the long wait between videos. I had a job that took up most of my time, and now I don't, so that's good. Uh, we've got a little bit of a special episode for you today. All the things that I found during the hiatus, and I thought, that looks horrifying. I need to put that in my face. So I'm just going to start from the left to right. You can't quite see it because I can't pull the camera back anymore. But we have an ear of corn, an entire vacuum-sealed ear of corn. Most of these things come from an Asian market in Houston. I believe this one did as well. I saw a best before date on here somewhere, and it was a while ago, so I may not actually be eating much of this one. I may just take a bite. Put that off to the side. Oh, that won't stand up. Also, we have a liver pate de foie, product of Canada. I don't know why this was in an Asian market, but... And pickled quail eggs. 24 plus, at least 24 eggs. That's a Thailand. Most of these are Taiwan, I believe. But I have no idea what this is, to be honest. Artificial stewed pork flavor, high classical food. So we're gonna find out. That looks horrifying. I have no idea what it is, just that it's artificially flavored. And then we have more quail eggs. These are actually pickled or brined or whatever and then vacuum sealed. The reason these are open is because at some point in the last couple of weeks, the cat got into these. So he actually, you can see here, chewed through the bag in a couple of places and compromised 2 or 3 of these little packets, and there was no way I was going to leave them in there to rot in my cabinet. So I opened them, took out the compromised ones, and I'm going to eat one of those in a minute. And then we have Mr. Brown cappuccino iced coffee. I'm going to save this for last because I've actually had, not the cappuccino, but some of the Mr. Brown iced coffee before, and they're really not bad. So hopefully that'll be able to wash out the flavor of the rest of these. So, you know, I kind of miss not having to eat disgusting things, but let's start with the corn. Got my trusty knife here, gonna try not to stab myself getting this thing open. Whew. That is... Oh, that's got a musty corn funk to it. And if I can actually get it out of here, this thing is vacuum sealed in quite tightly. It's also slimy. I don't know if you can see that. It's covered in like a very fine film of clear slime. Maybe I have an easier time. Yeah, I have no idea what any of this says, so I don't know. Ooh, it's left some kind of schmutz inside the packaging there. I swear I saw a best before date on here at some point, but that may... Oh, here we go. Okay, so that definitely says, I don't know if you can read that, best before 20/02/2015. So this expired about 4 months ago. Yeah, there's where that schmutz came from. Look at that. That is gross. I'm going to have to clean off that knife. So we're going to cut it over here and get rid of the rest of that so I don't have to die. And oh, it still smells gross. That's still bad. I'm not going to take a big bite because this is 4 months out of date, so let's see what year-old pickled corn tastes like. Oh, God, no. Okay, so first of all, I couldn't actually bite at those corn kernels, just came out by the root. Secondly, it's not so much the flavor, it's got the texture of like powdered wax. You bite it and it just starts to dissolve, and then it somehow firms up, and then it starts to dissolve again. And I'm not sure if that's because it's out of date or if it's just naturally that gross. But I've had this sitting around accusingly for a couple of months now, and I finally tried a bite, and I'm really wishing I hadn't. So we're going to put that away. The less said about that disgusting hunk of nauseous, the better. Ew, got some on the plate there. So, little bits stuck in my teeth. Still had that waxy aftertaste. So, oh god, now I don't want to do the rest of these. Alright, let's move on. These are actually a fan recommendation. These are the quail eggs, you can see. There's 3 of them to a pack. I have not been able to find an expiration date on these anywhere. Apparently they're good for you. It says soft-boiled chicken eggs and soft-boiled quail eggs. There were no chicken eggs in this pouch. It was all quail eggs. So, some nutrition facts for the quail eggs. Ingredients. Can you all read that? Ingredients: quail eggs, sugar, soy sauce, salt, caramel, Chinese spices. So that doesn't sound too bad. Shelf life, 1 year unopened at room temperature. Best before as shown on package. It's not. Nowhere on here does it have a best before. I've checked these little individual pouches thinking, hey, maybe they're printed on there. They're not, unless ACAJJBO is some kind of code that I don't understand. Serving size, 3 pieces. Servings per container, 6. Calories, 31. Cholesterol, 50. So apparently quail eggs have a lot more cholesterol than chicken eggs do. I can't read the rest of this. We're not going to worry about the chicken eggs. And just some happy little person with do-rag. I don't know. What is that? Is that a... It's not a hat, is it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm putting this off. Oh, that corn is sticking to my knife. Alright. So this was a fan recommendation. I don't know if I already said that, but we're going to try these now. Okay. Oh god. That's... Oh, it squeaked as the vacuum was compromised. Let's see. Oh my god, I should have had a bucket handy. Actually, you know, that doesn't smell too bad. It doesn't smell like eggs, but it doesn't smell like rotten eggs, which I think is a better indicator. They don't look like eggs either. They look like, I don't know, chestnuts. Oh god, let's cut one of these open before I just bite into it, and we'll see what's... So, yeah, that would be why there's so much more cholesterol. Quail eggs are apparently like 90% yolk. So, here we go. You know, not pleasant. Not something I'd want to eat a lot of, but not bad. I think the spices actually help. It's mostly just tastes like egg yolk. So, oh, god, it kind of burns a little bit. Let's move those aside. So, there. Fan request fulfilled. By the way, if y'all find anything you want me to eat, just send it in. Leave a comment in the comment section. I'll figure out a way to get it from you. Let's move on to the flour pate, product of Canada. Ingredients: water, pork liver. I probably can't read that. Water, pork liver, pork fat, wheat flour, blah 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 blah. List the ingredients in the flour: salt, sugar, gelatin, onion powder, spices, sodium nitrate. For nutritional information, write to distributor address. That's their way of saying, go fuck yourself. Alright, we are going to open this up. I'm expecting it to be like the armor potted meat. Oh, yeah, that is exactly like the armor potted meat. It actually doesn't smell too bad. For some reason, it smells like soup, so... Like, it smells like a really cheap beef stew, I guess. Got some crackers. Can't have pate without crackers. So let's just spread a generous little plop on there. Alright, so this is our liver pate. And okay, that's weird. That is actually the least offensive thing I've tried yet. The stale crackers that have been in my cabinet for a couple of weeks are worse than the pate itself. So, wow. I might actually consider eating that. I mean, it's obviously very, very rich. You can't eat a whole lot of it. It's disturbingly pink, as you can see. Probably not. The camera's not picking up that pink tinge so well. But it's squishy. It's pink. It is actually surprisingly good. I'm going to finish the rest of this cracker before we move on. And it's a cat attractant. Cat is all over that noise. Alright. So, the first quail eggs give me hope for this one. This is Chowco, I'm assuming. Quail eggs and brine. Can't read that. Don't see a date. Oh, here we go. Expires 2015-06-20. So we're getting in there just under the wire. Let's look at some of the nutrition information. Servings 6, or sorry, serving size 6 eggs. Servings per container 4. 90 calories, 6 grams of fat, 2.5 grams of saturated fat, 325 milligrams of cholesterol. So, backing up what we learned on the packaged quail eggs, they are about 80% fat. Let's see what quail eggs and fucking can opener can get a grip on this thing. Nope. There we go. Oh! Sorry about that. There we go. Now it's open. Okay. I'm going to drain this real quick so we can take a look at the eggs, which actually look like eggs and not chestnuts. There we go. Pour those out. Yeah, that is a couple more in there. A couple more still in there. If they're clinging that tightly to the bottom of the can, I'm going to let them cling. All right. Those look like eggs. They're little, tiny, slightly pointier than I'm used to eggs. Where's my knife? Let's take one of these open so you can see again. Actually, that looks like a lot less yolk than the other ones. That's about equivalent. Oh, God, sorry, that corn just came back. It's about the equivalent of a chicken egg. So, bland, just inoffensive and bland eggs. They taste like egg. They're not even terribly salty like the other pickled eggs we've tried. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest. I was kind of expecting more flavor, but look, they're like marbles. So let's get those back in the can and I'll find something productive to do with them later. Get the rest of that juice off there. Now, this one's interesting. I have no idea what it is. It just says a high classical food. There is almost no English on here. No, there we go. Okay. Artificial stewed pork flavor. Ingredients: soybeans, sugar, salt, chili, licorice root, star anise, Sichuan pepper, and potassium sorbate. So, okay, I guess it's stewed pork flavor tofu, or some kind of soybean thing. Let's open it up. I have not had any, gross. I've not had any sort of luck with artificial anything on this program. This has the texture of fruit leather, but the smell of rancid beef jerky. So, and it's slimy. You can see my fingers are coming off shiny there. I don't know what's in it. It's still well within the best before date, so that's not a concern. 11/15/2015. I got these pretty recently. That is so gross looking. It's a... Oh, and again, the cat is trying to crawl up on the counter and get some... I don't know what is with cats and terrible processed plant material made to be fake meat, but let's find out. Okay, well, it's not good. I can definitely say that. Tastes powerfully of Chinese 5-spice powder, if you know what that is. It's pretty big in, I believe, Sichuan cooking. It's so much better than the fried gluten or the braised gluten or any of that noise that we've had before, though. Like, it is leagues beyond that because it actually doesn't make me want to throw up. Trying a little piece. Very greasy feeling, but not greasy actually. I don't know how to describe that. It is not nearly as greasy as it feels like it should be. Sorry, trying to clean my hand and keep the cat from toppling my entire recording setup here. God, I don't know what else to say about that. It just tastes like aniseed and chilies and blah. So, wow, that... I'm sorry. I know y'all are expecting something funnier coming back. Okay, that's the last of it. Let's get ready to drink the Mr. Brown cappuccino. Now I'm kind of sorry I saved this one for last because I do like these, so it's not going to be very funny to see my reaction. Expires July 12th, 2016. Made in Taiwan. A lot of things are made in Taiwan. Nutritional info, nothing too impressive. Where's the... I don't see a list of ingredients. Oh, here we go. Water, coffee extract, sugar, milk powder, and emulsifiers. So, let me grab a cup, because I know it's incredibly boring to watch me just drink out of a can. Let's move that over and we'll pour it out. It's just going to be coffee, really. Sorry. It's just going to be coffee as far as I know. So, cappuccino flavored iced coffee. Oh. Okay, you know, I said I like the Mr. Brown, but apparently not the cappuccino brand. I don't know if cappuccino tastes different in Taiwan or if it's just because it's canned, but that has this weird musky flavor to it that's entirely unpleasant. I'm going to try another sip, but yeah, that tastes like a cappuccino that was made with either rotten milk or pretty good cheese. So, ugh. Alright, now, I think while that corn and the pickled quail eggs fight for supremacy of my stomach, thank you all for joining us on our triumphant return from the hiatus, and these should be going up weekly. Like I said, if you find anything weird, strange, disgusting, or horrifying that you want to see me try to eat, leave a comment and I will be in contact. This has been NoNoBadDog, and we will see you next week.